The end of the semester is approaching, so let's keep our heads up and look towards the future. We'll throw the switch with the students who are working hard to keep your house warm during this winter, and we'll check out with 10 smiles or less at the new MATC convenience store. Plus, we'll bask in Milwaukee's twinkling holiday lights, and we'll follow the story of the great procrastinator. All of this and more on this episode of MATC Now. Good afternoon and welcome to this week's episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. Thanks for joining us. Our co-host, Student Success Liaison Nicole Oglesby is also with us today. Nicole, hello and welcome to the program.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, as a Student Success Liaison, do you find students are a little bit more stressed, showing the signs of wear and tear as we get a little bit closer to the end of the semester?
Yes, we do have a few students that they do get a little stressed, and we do have some, of course, that are more calmer, and a little bit just, okay with everything and just kind of just breezing through. We do the best that we can, however, to help each student individually with whatever their need might be.
Right. Well, it sounds like they've got great support over on your end there. We'll catch up a little bit more in a minute here. But first, let's check in with field correspondent Akira Quinn, who's stopping by our new MATC downtown convenience store. Akira, what's going on over there?
Thank you, James. Today we're here exploring the convenience store here at MATC, where students and staff can come and grab a snack in between their classes. Check in back with us soon to get an up-close look at this tasty place.
Thanks, Akira. Guided Pathway Advisor Carmelita Sims leads students through the MATC's Creative Arts, Design, and Media Pathway to showcase their creative talents in Milwaukee and beyond. Student producers Tyvis Johnson, Claire Kornacki, and Lucius Burton sat down with Carmelita for a special insight on her role. But first, if you're a regular viewer of our program, one name you've seen in the credits is the driving force behind our pursuit of excellence in front of and behind the cameras. Student passion reporter Shannon O'Dwyer and student producer Anthea Shelton reflected on the end of the semester with our MATC Now coordinating producer, Sade Moore-Beamon.
The semester and year are rapidly coming to a close. During the home stretch, students can find it difficult to keep motivated and to think ahead to next semester. Today, we explore one way a student perseveres through to the end. I'm Shannon O'Dwyer, and this is another Student Passion Report.
So, Sade, I understand that your passion is journaling and something that you like to do to relax. Do you have a routine that you do with that?
The only routine for journaling that I would say I have is describing a header on top of my entry. So it would be the date, it would be the time, but in regard to labeling like what the entry is about, not necessarily. I kind of like to go with the flow. I started journaling when I was in high school. I want to say I started around COVID, only because I needed a resource other than a therapist, because that person was not there in front of me all the time. So I found that sort of talking to myself, and I also used to do voice memos, I found that talking to myself was very assuring, very validating. I felt that I acknowledged myself, and I felt, I guess you could say, smarter when I talked to myself and talked through the emotions that I was feeling, and it didn't matter what it was. And so gradually I became a lot more honest with myself, a lot more transparent, and a lot more carefree about what was in the journal, because I'm going to be the only one reading it.
Obviously, your schedule is very busy and you're very stressed. How does journaling help you as the executive producer for MATC Now?
Journaling helps me de-stress so that I am not focused on any sort of personal life problems while I am focusing on what students need from me as EP.
Now, this is not only about journaling, but obviously, since you are the producer of MATC Now, could you talk a little bit about what you do with that, what your role is?
As the executive producer, I am the series coordinator for the series. I have organized the segments and the type of segments. I work closely alongside with students, whether they are episode directors, whether they are episode producers or segment producers, and we communicate about their content, about how to storytell, how to write. I work with them on voiceovers, on edits, audio. My goals for the end of the semester, besides working on myself, are simply to reflect on my time as EP in this half of the season.
I'm Shannon O'Dwyer, and this has been another Student Passion Report.
This is Carmelita Sims, a pathway advisor in the Creative Arts program who helps students prepare for their futures at MATC.
Well, I've been in this role since 2019, and it's been a great experience. I enjoy my coworkers. I enjoy the students that I work with within the pathway, so it's been good so far.
Carmelita also tells us about her experience at the MATC College and how she ended up here.
My experience at MATC overall, in general, has been positive. I previously worked at UWM Milwaukee, so I was a transfer specialist for MATC students who wanted to transfer to UWM, and so I've been aware of MATC and experienced MATC for a number of years, so it's always been a pretty good experience here.
She tells us how she helps the students and how to prepare them.
Making sure they are following their program plan in self-service. It outlines all the classes they need to take in order to obtain their either technical diploma or their 2-year associate's degree. So really working with them to make sure they stay on track with taking those core courses that they need to meet requirements. Well, as first, of course, is applying to MATC to whatever program they are considering. Once they do that, they are then and admitted, they're connected to the pathway, where they contact their advisor, set up an advising appointment, kind of go over the program itself. We log into self-service so they can see their list of classes, and then we have a discussion about if they want to attend school full-time or part-time, how they're paying for school, what kind of course or materials they might need to purchase out of pocket if financial aid, if they're not using financial aid or financial aid doesn't cover it. So it's a variety of things that we cover when we're meeting with students.
Don't forget, there are ways to transfer into the MATC program.
We have students who do transfer into MATC. They might be coming from another 2-year institution or a 4-year institution. Again, it's applying to the college. If they do that, they would work with our Center for Prior Learning Experience to submit their transcripts, so those can be evaluated on how their credits may transfer into an MATC program. Or if they are an MATC student looking to transfer out, we do have representatives from different institutions that we can connect those students with to see how their MATC credits may transfer to that outgoing institution. Great student workers who work at our front desk or our student success liaisons as well. So they are the ones that get students connected to the pathway advisor. A lot of pathways have their cohorts set up either by program or by last name. So it really depends on the specific pathway, but each advisor is assigned a cohort of students.
Carmelita also tells us what is the goal of being an advisor at MATC.
Preparing them for what's outside of MATC, and that is by teaching them life skills as much as possible when I interact with them. Like I said, making sure they go through their program so they can be a productive member of society. We have a lot of great programs that students are in and really can contribute to the community once they obtain that degree and then go out into that workforce.
Carmelita really helps those students channel their creativity into some viable student programs here.
She does an excellent job.
Well, whether it's a dormitory dinner or a study snack, Akira is finding out what there is to offer at the downtown campus convenience store. Akira, tell us more.
Today we're visiting the MATC convenience store, and I'm here with Aiyana Brown, who is a cashier here. Aiyana, could you tell us about the store and how it came to be?
So our convenience store actually used to be our cafeteria, but we remodeled and moved our cafeteria to the other side. And here we moved our C-store to help have more open hours for students who have late classes.
And what are your hours of operation here?
So our hours are Monday through Thursday, 2 to 6, and Friday is 2 to 4.
Now, see over here, you have this beautiful area. Can you tell me what beverages do you have to offer?
Yes, so we have hot beverages to offer. From here we have teas, different types of teas that you can grab. And on the side of our coffee machine, we also have like a hot water machine so that you be able to make your tea fresh. We also have decaf coffee and we have regular coffee. And here we have our cappuccino machine, which also has French vanilla and hot chocolate.
And what is your busiest time of day for students here?
Our busiest time is from 2 o'clock. When we first opened, there is a lot of students waiting at the door just to come in and get what they need. And then also another busy time is at maybe 3:30, because that's when a lot of students go on break from their class and they come here and they're hungry, so they come to find a good snack to eat.
I know I'll be hungry. And I'm looking around. What type of products do you have here?
So from here we have cold beverages. We have oatmeal cereals and a lot of shelf items to offer, from Roman noodles to even mac and cheese. We also have frozen items for students to grab and take home or either cook here on the campus. But we have a lot of frozen items for them to take home and make whatever they need. We also have sweet and salty snacks, from chips to seeds to candy, which we offer a lot of. We also have cold items here, easy grab and go items from pickles to applesauces to fruits. We also offer sandwiches for students to take.
And will students be able to come in after break? Will you have new items in here?
So after break, we plan on having a lot of new items, bringing in the new school year with new items to offer students, to get more people into the door and to know that we're open, and we're open to suggestions as well for students.
And what type of hot foods do you have here, if you offer any?
So we offer hot foods from pizza. Actually, I just made a hot pizza right now. Here we make our pizzas fresh. From pepperoni, sausage to cheese, even veggie pizza. I like to aim more towards every student who likes different variety of pizzas.
And what payment methods can students use here?
We offer cash, debit, credit, Apple Pay, and also meal plan and campus cash.
And I know you have a new and improved little assignment going on where there's going to be a quest card involved. What's going on with that?
Yes, so we've been working on trying to get Quest involved, so that students can be able to use their Quest card in here, so it can be easier access for students to buy stuff.
Thank you so much. And also the new name?
Yes, also we do need help naming the store. So to name the store, all you have to do is scan the QR code.
Okay, and thank you so much for being here. And back to you, James.
Thanks, Akira. Can't wait to see what that final name will be. The convenience store is open from 2 to 6 p.m. for all your snack and sundry needs. Well, if you've ever wanted to meet a group of students who can go from hot to cold, student producers Nick Moore and Beckett Williams met with the future techs who are learning to keep all systems running year-round in the refrigeration, air conditioning, and heating program. But first, student producer Ben Kodrowski takes a creative turn with his insightful piece called The Great Procrastinator.
Yellow.
Where's your work?
That was due today.
Yes. From your tone, I can tell you haven't finished it. That means you have failed the class.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I can do it. I can do it right now. Today, actually. Just give me 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
I can do it.
Get it done.
finished my work.
I'm impressed. And with 5 minutes to spare, even.
Oh, and I finished all my late work too.
Oh, nice. That's great. Well, I guess by all accounts you pass. But don't do this again. Capiche?
Capiche.
All right, have a good day, Jamps.
You too, teacher, captain, king.
While the weather gets colder, the majority of people love to stay indoors and enjoy the heat. Living in Wisconsin, having a heating system in your home or apartment is a must. But how do these systems get distributed, and who are the people that keep winter warm for us all? Today we will dive into the HVAC program and see how MATC trains the next generation of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning technicians.
So when people think about heating and air conditioning, they think, oh, this guy or gal, they fix your furnace, they fix your air conditioner. But we also do refrigerations. Think about the clean rooms inside of hospitals. They have extreme filtering systems. That's us. So why should you choose HVAC? Well, the go-to that I reference every time, you're not going to be bored with this program. You are exposed to so many different skills, you become a jack of all trades. So if I think about my own house, you will not see a service truck ever pull up to my house. Anything to do with my house, I've been exposed to over the years, and I can take care of myself. So you may be exposed to plumbing, you may be exposed to the HVAC systems, you may be exposed to electrical. All that stuff culminates in a very well-rounded person that has a lot of skills.
Now, how would a student start and complete their HVAC training? Donnie tells us all about it.
So the HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning program here at MATC, we actually have 3 different pathways they can go. So for diploma students, it would take 1 year, puts them into a basic entry level status for going into the field. We also have an associate degree program, which is 2 years, includes general education credits. But we also have apprenticeship, which takes 5 years. Within all of our different pathways, we have electrical classes, which we're sitting in our electrical lab right now. Well, you're going to be exposed to plumbing, you're going to be exposed to masonry, to carpentry, a little bit of everything, even roofing. Our trade reaches all kinds of different parts of structures. So that's the nice thing about our trade, is we get exposed to almost everything.
Let's hear from a current student who is on the path to graduate this year from the HVAC program.
Some of the skills I've learned how to wire some components. Also, I've learned how to troubleshoot furnaces, test different things like compressors, and also the furnaces too as well. The different voltage, also what tools to use, what meters to use. I've learned how to deal with oil and gas furnaces. I know how to wire up things with based off of my electrical classes. I've learned a lot. I would recommend the program. You're forever learning. You always will have work. It's hands-on. If you like doing a hands-on thing, that's most definitely something probably to gravitate to. And the money, to be honest. You make a pretty good penny within the HVAC field.
We're everywhere. We are everywhere that we need heating and cooling, ventilation, filtration, and all of the above. So when you think about HVAC, it's a critical function here in the United States. You cannot outsource a job that humans have to do. So you can only automate so much, and in the HVAC industry, there is a very, very large critical thinking part to this. It's always going to require a skilled technician. We cannot be outsourced. You would have to go into a very, very large company to have a possible risk of it moving to a different country. Everything else here with HVAC in the United States, you're always guaranteed a career.
The Great Procrastinator was really entertaining, but we'll talk about that later. And HVAC is definitely a program that everyone benefits from when our systems are on the fritz. Now, we've showcased several student programs from the creative to the mechanical, and getting into these programs may be easier than you think. Here to talk about that with us today is Dean of Enrollment Services and Registrar Sarah Adams. Sarah, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Now, you know, someone's out there and they're thinking, I want to get into a program at MATC. I've been out of school too long. What's the first step a student would need to take to even consider a program here?
I think one of the first things students can actually do is look at our website, matc.edu. We have all of our programs listed, and it has everything that you need to know in order to get into the program. And I think what that does is just gives them an idea of what we have out there. Like we just talked about HVAC, we have electricity, we have barber cosmetology, and it gives them an idea of what that program is and what it's about. And then from that point, they can always contact us. On that same website, they will see where we say contact us, get help. They can go to our Zoom links and they can actually speak with someone if they don't have the opportunity to come in, or they can always come in to any of our admission centers, and any staff there will be able to talk to them about the programs and actually help them complete their application for admissions as well as applications for financial aid.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So here on campus, we have a military education and support office. What does that office do to help veterans to get opportunities to enroll?
As you may know, a lot of our students that are veterans, they have the opportunity to use their veteran educational benefits that they received when they were in the service. So what that office does is we provide the certification for those students. In other words, we let the federal government know, the Department of Ed, the Department of Veteran Affairs know that yes, this student is attending here. These are the classes that they're taking, and these are in line with this person to graduate. So we provide all of that certification, and we also work with our veteran students to give them first priority when it's time for them to register. So before any of our other students have the opportunity to register, our veterans have the opportunity to register, so they get first pick of the classes. And this also extends to family members that have those federal veteran benefits. We also certify those students to make sure they continue those benefits. They get the benefits of the education and as well as any benefits that they may have coming to their, coming to their household.
Nice.
All right. Now, for students who are struggling to keep up with their studies, either from stress or issues going on at home, what are some recommendations for support here on campus that a student could turn to if they needed it?
That's one thing I can say. I think MATC has really great support systems. If they have academic issues, we have all of our academic support centers. We also have tutors where our students can get private tutors, and it's at no cost to the students, so they can get help in math and science and things like that. We also have counselors that are available. If you're going through those situations and you need to speak with a counselor, we have licensed LPCs that are available to speak with our students. And then sometimes, our students sometimes are stressed out because perhaps they have a food shortage or things like that's going on. We also have our Student Resource Center where we can provide food to our students, and we have, where they can get food and things like that.
Many good resources
Absolutely.
for students who might have a variety of issues to help them overcome their challenges and to be successful students.
Yes.
So absolutely fabulous. All right, Sarah, I appreciate you joining us today. I hope your words will reach out to those in our community and help encourage those who want to get across the stage and get that diploma.
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, there's a whole lot of shaking going on next door in the kitchen where Chef Aiyana is going to show us a new healthy drink of choice. How are you, Chef?
I'm doing good, guys. How about we shake things up and make some amazing vegan refreshments so we can all have a great tomorrow and a great rest of the year. I'm going to be making a protein shake, a fruit smoothie, and a tasty milkshake. Our ingredients are going to be almond milk, cocoa powder, frozen fruit such as bananas, strawberries, and blueberries, peanut butter, vegan ice cream, and vegan yogurt. We're also going to need a blender. I promise you that these vegan alternatives will taste the same, if not better. For this one, we're going to need 2 cups of strawberries, 1 cup of bananas, and a half a cup of blueberries, one cup of almond milk for our fruit smoothie. We're gonna pour all of this into our blender. And when we blend it, we're gonna look for a nice smooth consistency, something that you can easily drink down. Make sure your blender is on nice and right. Otherwise, you're just gonna get a lot of noise. There we go. There we go. As you can see, this one's a little too thick. If your smoothie gets a little too thick, you can always add a little more milk or a little bit of water to thin it out. Most of it relies on your preference if you like to have your smoothies a little more watery or a little more chunky. And now we're at that perfect consistency to pour out. Here we have our delicious fruit smoothie. Next, we have our milkshake. It's simple yet delicious. We'll grab our ingredients, which is a cup of vegan ice cream, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and half a cup of frozen bananas, 3/4 a cup of almond milk. We're gonna go ahead and dump this ice cream in there. Our bananas. Our cocoa powder. And finally, our almond milk. Unfortunately, I won't have the time to clean this blender, but I went ahead and made one of these earlier as well. And here we have our vegan milkshake. That looks wonderful. Let's move on to our last one, our protein shake. I didn't have time to make it, but my favorite shake is the protein shake, which just needs vegan ice cream, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, half a cup of frozen bananas, and 3/4 a cup of almond milk. For this one, when you blend it, you should add a few ice cubes so it gets a little more slushy. Good thing we already have one mixed and blended. I'll pour this out for you now. Delicious. For these, you can add any type of garnish such as strawberries or any other fruits that you like, maybe some citrus. If you're feeling a little naughty and you want to add some sweet onto there, some caramel sauce or chocolate. You can choose any berries that you'd like. If the consistency is too thick, you can always add water. You can add spinach, mangoes, blueberries, elderberries for a little bit of a health kick. But for today, these are the smoothies and the shakes and the drinks that we have for you. We have our 3 tasty vegan drinks. We can now have a healthier tomorrow. Back to you guys in the studio. I will be enjoying this protein shake here.
Wow, that vegan shake looks very refreshing. Thanks, Aiyana. Now let's see what James has for us in this week's MATC Minute.
Tomorrow, MATC Stormers men's basketball team plays against the Oakton College Owls in Des Plaines, Illinois. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. The women's team turns against the female Owls the next day at 5 p.m. Go Stormers. Also on December 12th will be the Oak Creek Sip and Share. This event is all about the Stormer spirit and fostering community connection. Join athletes, student leaders, and instructors for some fun conversation at the Oak Creek campus in the main atrium from 10 to 11 a.m. The Finals Week snack cart will be roaming the halls this Thursday around the Mequon campus from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Make sure to take advantage of this. Grab a snack when you see it and fuel up for finals. Get ready to turn those tassels. The Winter 2024 commencement will happen at the Five Star Forum on Saturday, December 14th at 11 a.m. Root for your classmates, friends, or family members during this joyous occasion as they receive the diploma they've worked so hard for. For all these events and more, go to our website at matc.edu/events.
Thanks for that, James. Let's head outside to Cathedral Square Holiday Lights, where student producer Chris Rayner is showing us something fun to do for this week's Hidden Gem KE.
I'm student producer Chris Rayner here at Cathedral Square Park, and this is another Hidden Gem KE. The Holiday Lights Festival is an annual event in Milwaukee. One of the most magical sights during the event is the Community Spirit Park, held in Cathedral Square.
In the heart of Cathedral Square transforms into a festive forest of more than 100 evergreen trees. all with unique and artfully decorated ornamentation from area schools and organizations.
You can also send your wish list straight to the North Pole with Santa's mailbox. Just include a return address with your letter and you'll receive a personalized reply back. No postage required.
Be sure to discover the magical singing tree, which twinkles in real time to the sound of music, singing, and clapping. If you want to experience this larger-than-life light display, make sure to swing by Cathedral Square Park. Don't forget your hat and gloves.
I'm student producer Chris Rayner, and this has been another Hidden Gem KE.
Seeing those lights and the joy they bring to people is a reminder for all of us to pause and consider that peace still exists on Earth, sometimes in the smallest of spaces. Well, I'd like to thank our guests for joining us today in our small space. Ms. Nicole, Ms. Sarah.
Thank you.
Absolutely great to have you here. And thanks to all of you for tuning in to the last episode of MATC Now for this semester. I'm your host, James Charles. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and Happy Holidays, everyone. I'll be back here again after the new year. We'll see you then.